in my time zone when my mind's gone and I'm flying home and I'm stressed out and I'm tempted to get that styrofoam and go pull it up, but you know what's up and you know that ain't gon' solve nothing. I mean, Lord forbid I might fall or something and I'm all another cause all I need is you to hold me down like bed straps to the psych ward. It's killing me, but you still with me when I fight hard and you digging me when I'm egging you. Deal with me when my car's pulled. Could've dealt with me, but you fell for me before I fell for you. Keep me on that right path and the right math. Is you plus nothing's everything. You my everything. Sing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the TABITHA Show on Alta TV. Today is a swagged out day as I am joined with two artists that are yet to grow. Help me welcome Choreo and Nova Mills. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
My pleasure. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Great.
Beautiful day outside, enjoying the weather.
Oh, it is. I love how hot it is outside.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, you're artists?
Of course.
What type of artists?
Congolese artists.
Okay, so what do you do?
Well, we try to bring hip-hop in the community, in the Congolese community.
Awesome.
Because it's something that it's really, it's been done, but it's not really in the public's eyes. You know, it's not how do you say that?
It's not in the public, like people, they haven't welcomed the Congolese style of music.
Okay, you want to introduce something great. Okay.
On a different level.
Ah, okay, I understand.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. So you work together. He's your backup singer. What's this communication here?
In our group, there's no backup singer. We're all equal because we all put ideas together. And
okay.
So there's no really who's the leader or nothing like that. You got a good idea. You come to the studio and then we see how we can develop that idea to create something beautiful.
Awesome. So if I can switch the questions to you, what inspired you to start this musical career?
Actually, I started music when I was very young.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was growing up back home in Congo, though. Yeah, we used to do music like in so many ways. We did music at school. We even sang in choirs. It reached to a point where we came to understand that a lot of youths these days, they're actually understanding advices of life in music most. Now we've come to understand that most of them, they understand in hip-hop music, whereby in our own country, they can only listen Lingala very good. That's why we tried to bring up Lingala so that they could be listening what we are exactly telling them. If there's any advice or if there's any message we want to pass, because it's all about inspiration. We just don't come up with things. The inspiration which came into me, for me to do music, that's the one which attached me up to this level now that I'm in KMG.
Okay, so in your whole musical growth, how did you meet him?
I actually, when I came to Canada, because back home I was doing music in Congo, I was in Zambia, I did couple music, I was in Zimbabwe, I was in South Africa, I got fan bases all of those places. When I came here to Canada with my ideas, and then I came to meet Nova Mill. I actually met Nova Mill at a show. He was doing a show where I was also invited there. When we got there, I met Nova Mill, I heard what he was doing, and then came to find out he's also from Congo. I came to see his visions with my visions, they kind of match. So he introduced me to KMG. KMG, it's like the board of members in our group, whereby he's like the CEO. I got there, we worked together up to now. We're actually doing things together. Oh, good. So how long have you guys been working together? This is actually the second year now. We're actually going in the second year. Oh, great. Oh, yeah. Great. So what inspired you with music? How did you start?
It's kind of similar, the same thing you pretty much said. Because if you grew up in Congo, you know that's mostly, if it's not religion, it's music. If it's not music, it's politics. So you have to pick which one you're comfortable with, and then you know. So me as a youth, as a young kid, who grew up from a big family. My mom is really religious, so as we grew up, we used to sing in the choirs. We used to actually do, skits when it comes to Christmas and stuff like that. Oh, nice. Praying Jesus and all that stuff. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, so my background really came from doing choirs and stuff like that. So when we moved to Canada, the religious part kind of died out. It was only a mom thing, and as growing up, we getting, becoming the age of teenager and stuff like that. So we more out, hanging out with different people. I started to realize that it's not only about religion. because I listen to other songs and I can relate to it, but it have nothing to do with religion. So from there, I started exploring the feelings that I was getting by listening to hip hop and stuff like that, and that's how I got into hip hop.
Okay.
And then I've been doing it for so long in English and different languages. But then again, I thought one day I was at home, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I can rap in English and everything else, you know, it's good, but I'm not Canadian. You know what I mean? And you know, and then
let's not forget.
You know what I mean? And I also don't really only speak English. I also have my mother tongue that I can do the same thing I'm doing in English for my people also to listen to. Awesome. They can actually, you know, get a taste of what I'm doing in English. You know, listening to rap in Lingala that sounds like English, but it's in Lingala, so it's something different. So I took that right, and I trying to create something with it, which the feedback was amazing. Everybody was really blown away, not only with the fact that I can rap in Lingala, but also the message was really catchy with people. Well, that's based on what people were saying. So that really encouraged me to go farther, to actually keep doing what I'm doing. And that's also the reason why it got us to this point that we're here today talking to you. For people at home or anywhere in the world that's listening, that's really into this and they actually, you know, involved into this.
Great. So you spoke of message. What messages does your music bring out to the public, and why?
What message? What message? Okay, so it depends. It depends on what we're targeting. Like in America, we target, so it's different. In America here, most of the people, they talk about either their stress or what they're into, drinking, alcohol, whatever. Back home is a different story. Pretty much is the condition of lifestyle we're having, and what's going, if there's corruptions or anything that, you know. So our message really trying to get people to not only to attract people back home, but to actually find solutions how we can fix those problems. You know what I mean? I'm not just sitting there and telling you guys, oh, this is what they're doing to us, or this is what's happening, blah blah. But what we're trying to do or bring to the table is not only telling you what the system is doing, because everybody already know what the system is doing. The only thing we see is like a lot of people scared to act up on it, because many years they showed examples to people who act up or went against the system. Example like Lumumba, you know, Patrice Lumumba, and I can name a bunch of people. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to not only tell you guys what's happening, because everybody knows what's going on, but also come up with the solutions, how we can go about it without using violence or, you know, but we want to fix issues that's happening back home, because it's a beautiful country. When we're talking about Congo, it's a very beautiful country. In fact, that country alone, it helps a lot of other countries to evolve, but yet that same country is not evolving. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
we're trying to fix those are some messages that we want to bring. Of course, there's a message for the young people that like to dress up and stuff like that, you know.
Of course.
And there's also the message for people that like to dance and stuff like that. So it's all around. Everybody gets kinda, you know, their piece of cake. You know what I mean? Like everybody gets involved, everybody gets related. No, they relates to the message in whatever they're into. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
That's what we're trying to bring to the table, really.
Okay, so is your music strictly hip hop?
It is hip hop, but meaning it's hip hop. In general, it's hip hop, but it's also, we have conscious music in it. There's also clubbing music for the club. There's songs for the, you know, the lovers, whatever. So it's a little bit of a mixture.
Yeah. Okay, so who's your audience, or which audience do you target the most?
In that particular, what we're talking about right now, we're talking about pretty much our targets people back home. Every Congolese, like any Congolese people that's all over the world. Whoever get a chance to run into one of our songs, whatever, those are the people that can understand it. Those are the people we're actually targeting. Anybody that understands Lingala or speaks Lingala, that's the people we're targeting.
Okay, really. Do you do only Lingala in in your songs, like English and Lingala, or other
languages? We tried to accommodate, put a couple lines here and there, you know, and mix it around. Of course, we're going to mix it up because we know, you know, we have other languages, but the main focus is to create a project that's really concentrated only in Lingala.
That makes sense.
But of course we have the odds lines in English or French or Chuluba or whatever, you know, and Swahili and all that. But, yeah.
Awesome. So with that, we are actually going to listen to their very first performance, a song in Lingala called Baboy.
Doye na malembe to sengi chinya baboy, 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 baboy. Doye na malembe to sengi chinya baboy, baboy, baboy. Première génération. Doye na malembe to sengi chinya baboy. Baboy, baboy, baboy. Deja bijimu ne bijimu tuke babu pole na kuva mikenjine malu adibu batwenza toi tuka tuyi balongane longane boale bu tubu jikija mamwani ne tatwani songolume ene songateji ho juka tu longane bwa jitu manje tubo doye to sengi chinya baboy, 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 baboy. Doye na malembe to sengi chinya baboy, 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 baboy. To senga kina Patrice Lumumba baboy. Na Mobutu na Kabila babomi biso sikoyo totomboki omoni baningani nzambeli bisa biso soteini ezali pona doye na malembe tosengi chinya baboy 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 doye na malembe tosengi chinya baboy 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 inite tozali ini par les sangs Africa united it's a dream of mine together we'll conquer never will fall we've got to fight this beast we've got to doye na malembe tosengi chinya baboy 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 doye na malembe tosengi chinya baboy 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 doye na malembe tosengi chinya baboy baboy.
That was such a wonderful song. So could you please explain to me what the song was, what it explained?
All right, basically the song, it's actually targeting all the people like back home because we're trying to do music to pass the message without violence. So if you understand the way the song was going, I know we've actually asked for peace in a calmly manner. That no, we've actually gone to them, talking to them nicely, that they should give us peace. They should actually look into what Congolese people are going through. With all our manners calmed, but they are not accepting that. They're actually rejecting everything we're trying to tell them. Everything we're trying to bring, because you cannot lead the country without the people telling you what's really going on, because you're serving the people. Absolutely. A president, you're actually a servant of the people. So when you're serving the people, you have to understand to also what the people they're saying. So basically, we're just like telling the youths to that you should always ask for peace in a calmly manner. You should always do whatever you do in a calmly manner, but with the effect that no, the person you're asking from should also react to what you're asking.
Okay, so who was the author of this song, if I may ask?
Yeah, the song was written by Nova.
Okay.
Yeah, it was written by Nova, but we brought in some inspirations, but everything was done by him because it is in his mixtape.
Okay.
Yeah, everything was actually done by him.
Okay, so do you have a producer? Are you your own producer?
No, like I said, in KMG, we do everything. We produce our own stuff, and the only thing would, you know, that's what we do. We just produce everything that you hear. That's coming from us. We produce it from the beginning to the end.
Awesome.
Yeah. By writing and everything else, everything is from us.
Okay.
So we actually, certain songs, we actually sit down and we, sometimes we spend a day or two watching documentaries, you know. For example, for that song alone, it took me about a week because I actually had to go over like
information.
Yeah, getting information, see what's really going on. Because I heard so like rumors. People talk about it. People talk about Lumumba. People talk about Mobutu and everything else. I never got a chance to actually go and find out for myself. That's just how I am. Before I talk about something, I like to go and find out, so that way I give my own facts, not only from what I heard. So it took me some time to actually sit down and gather my information and stuff like that. And in conclusion, it doesn't matter who was leading. What came down, the basic message was they were trying to find a way to advance with our country. So Lumumba asking his way, they shut him down. Mobutu did the same thing. Kasavubu, like all those people, Kabila and everything else, which is the father, asked. So my conclusion in every story every documentary I looked at, it seems like every time that person was in power and tried to do something for the people, they had to shut him down. You know what I mean? Because it seems like they don't want peace. They don't want peace in that country. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's where the inspiration came about. You know
so what does Baboy mean?
They don't want to. They don't want. You know, we ask for peace. We ask. We in, like you say, in a calmly manners. They said no. You know what I mean? We asked with Lumumba, they said no. We asked with Mobutu, they said no. We asked with Kabila, they said no. Now they leave us no choice to actually get up, because that's a natural thing that happened to anybody that's pushed in the corner.
That's straight up.
You know what I mean? When you're pushed in the corner, you have no options left. You know what I mean? You have no choice.
It's sad.
You have to go forward.
It really
I mean, so if the person who's oppressing you is in front of you, and you have no more space to back up, you have no choice to go forward.
Attack.
You know what I mean? And what I'm trying to say, if it ever gets to that point, I want you guys to understand why it's going to get to that point, that people's going to get fed up. And when people get fed up, when one person gets fed up, it's not a big issue. But when a nation gets up, like a group of people get fed up, usually things go
big impact.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So
that's the whole message. The message is like, you know, right now we're asking, it's better to sit down to negotiate than, because our generation might not get it.
Right.
But if we keep asking, and then the younger generation seeing that we're asking and it's not working, what do you think they're going to do?
Absolutely.
They're not going to ask. They're not going to ask because they're seeing us, because the younger generation look up to us. You know what I mean? We're like their God. We're like their, you know, they follow our lead. But when they seeing that, okay, the person I look up to asking or doing something, it's not working, that little kid will panic.
Right.
And when he panics, he's not going to ask. You know what I mean? He's going to do whatever a panicked person will do in a situation when he's backed in the corner, right? So that's you know, by, like I said, by reading and doing my research and stuff like that, I think that was the perfect message. That
great message, message. So your group, what's the group name?
KMG.
KMG standing for
Kuluna Music Group.
Okay. How many compose the group?
Well, so far right now, like as you can see, we're focusing on the two artists, which is me and him for now.
Okay. Right.
And then as it grow, you know, as the people get the attention, that we open doors for other artists to come. But right now we gotta work with, you know, what we have, which is right now we're working with the main artists that Kuluna Music Group is focusing on is M. Korea and Nova.
Okay, well, I honestly to say I don't think it's only a musical group, but a revolution is yet to come through their music. And with that, we will be listening to their second song called Placiñoso.
Beats by BigH.com. Big H, knock the instrumental.
Such an inspiring song. Wow. So could you please explain what that song meant for those who don't understand?
All right. That song is called Placiñoso. If we take it in English, it actually means everywhere, like every place. Okay, that song, it's all about, it's a love song, though it's mixed with variety of languages, though. There's the way Novomi is the one who's starting with the song, is actually explaining what he wants the woman to understand. So it's all about a love song. When it comes back to my flow, I'm actually asking the woman that, no, don't worry, I'm going to take you to Congo, I'm going to take you to South Africa, I'm going to take you to Namibia, I'm going to take you to Ghana, I'm going to take you to Liberia. We quietly mentioned a lot of African countries, because on the same impact, we want all of Africa to also listen to what Congolese, their fellow Africans, are trying to do in the music industry.
Right.
When it comes to hip-hop and when it comes to dancehall music, because that song is basically a hip-hop constructed with dancehall. Wow. Yeah, because we have the other guy who sang there is from Liberia. Okay. He actually did that very end part. His name is called Leprechaun. He did the song very well. We had to work with him. Though Kuluna Music only has 2 guys, but we work with other artists too. When they come, we actually wake up. If there's a song, we do with them. If they actually bring up what they want us to help them with, we accommodate every idea.
Now, before you go a bit further, Kuluna Music. See, I'm Congolese. I speak Lingala somewhat. Kuluna, I know, is something that's not really, it's not happy and sunshine and flowers. Why would you incorporate that title in your group name?
with my understanding, with what you're saying actually right now, you're saying Kuluna music because you hear back home that no, there are other youths who are actually standing up and then they say that no, they are Kuluna music, they are Kulunas. They give them that name, that no, they call them Kuluna.
Right.
Anybody who does bad or even the one who steals, they call them Kuluna.
Right.
Right. To our understanding, we came up with that Kuluna. Why? Because it's actually a name which is into the youths, which the youths, they've understood it very much. That no, they have called them that name. But we are trying to bring it, as we told you the first song, that no, we're actually asking peace in a calmly manner. So we're bringing that name as the name of the group. Why? Because we want them to understand that no, Kuluna music is not all about violence. Okay. There's also other things which can come from the word Kuluna music. Because if you bring it back here, it's just like they could say, other people, they wouldn't see it as the way you are saying it right now. Why? Because we don't do violent. We don't do all of those kind of things. It's just the name which is there, whereby we want all the youths who come, we also give them the message that no, we want peace in whatever we're doing. In all our protests, we have to have peace. Because
awesome.
So let me give a basic definition of that word. Okay, Kuluna is like, in English you'll call it as a hustler, right? When when you hear the word hustler, they probably think of somebody who sells drugs, or somebody who gambles and stuff like that, right? Right. But they don't see also the positive side of it. The positive side of it will be like somebody who wakes up every morning to go work 9 to 5. Right. Somebody who works, who goes, if he works at McDonald's or he works at the office or he works anywhere, he's a hustler because at the end of the day, you make money to feed whatever it is, if it's your addiction or your family, whatever it is. Same thing with them. So Kuluna is the same thing. Like you mentioned, there's some people that kill people, rob people and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's the same person. It's also the same person who wakes up in the morning to go work and to feed his family. There's everything have a positive and a negative side. If you only want to focus on the negative, that's your opinion. That's your way of thinking. But if you look at it in both ways, then you understand. Then you won't look at it like so. Next time you hear Kuluna music, you won't look at it like that because when you see us, we're not out there killing people, robbing people. You know what I mean?
Really hope not.
You know what I mean? Before everybody, we work, we feed our family. We have, we do what any normal person will be doing, right? So it's the same thing. So if you look at it in a negative way, you're also right. But if you look at it in a positive way, you're also right. So either way you look at it, it's nothing wrong with it. But just understand which way are we using the word, right?
So I think with media today, everything is kind of seemed negative. And I think this word was really brought in a negative sense, but I'm so happy to hear that you're bringing in a positive sense of the word Kuluna.
Yeah.
So with that, they do have media that you can go and follow them at. On Facebook, there's a page called Good Congolese Music. Go ahead and follow. Nova Mills on Facebook as well. And they have Instagram, and the links will be there for you to follow. Thank you so much for being a part of the Tabitha Show. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
And have a great evening.
Keep me in my time zone when my mind's gone and I'm flying home and I'm stressed out and I'm tempted to get that styrofoam and go pull it up, but you know what's up and you know that ain't gon' solve nothing. I mean, Lord forbid I might fall or something and I'm all another cause all I need is you to hold me down like bitch straps to the psych ward. It's killing me, but you still with me when I fight hard and you digging me when I'm egging you. Deal with me when my car's pulled. Could've dealt with me, but you fell for me before I fell for you. Keep me on that right path and the right math. It's you plus nothing's everything. You my everything. Sing. You ain't gotta question my allegiance, cause the way you love me, I could never leave you. I need